this is Hannah Fletcher. Welcome back to Muse. I am speaking with Ekaterina Baker. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Let's start out with how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. I'm feeling great.
I love that. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Obviously, I am very excited to be able to speak about this project with you. So let's get into it a little bit. I would love if you could tell our audience just a brief synopsis of your character and about this film, and we'll kind of start from there.
Okay, so the film is a fun, fast-paced sort of comedy action film. I think essentially it's about, ordinary people ending up in extraordinary circumstances and how they're dealing with it. It's about friendship and just like people sticking together. And my character I found her to be quite interesting. She is, on one hand, this traditional woman who wants to, have a family and settle down. On the other hand, she wants to open a funeral home, and then she sees a case. She's like, oh, let's keep it.
Love that. Talk to me about what does your process look like going into approaching this character? Is this a very collaborative experience for you between yourself and the director? Are you given this script and you're like, okay, I have all of this freedom to make all of these choices, especially again with this film being so unique and again, it crosses over a ton of different genres, which we'll get to here in a moment. But talk to me about what your process looked like diving into your character and crafting her.
So I usually begin with like reading as many times as I can, like trying to do this sort of investigative work. What does she say? What does she do? What do other characters say about her? Trying to figure out who she is, trying to find bits and pieces of her in me, like trying to sort of, figure out what would Megan do? How would she walk? So I do all of that work, like creating character using imagination, like doing all of that. But then, of course, when I'm on set, and when the director is there, it's always a collaboration. Sort of have to forget everything I did, and then it also depends what my co-stars are doing, how they are, because it's all about being in the moment and being there for another actor. Because like I am there to serve another actor, I'm there to serve the director, to serve the script, to essentially serve the audience. So sort of all this work, and then you just forget about it.
Definitely. I love that. Active listening, structure sets you free, and there you go. It's great.
Yeah.
I love that. What is it that drew you to this project in the first place? Obviously, actors love opportunities in general for the most part, but what is it that drew you to this project to be like, yes, was it the crossover of all of the different types of genres, the cast, maybe the people attached to it, the plot, which I think is hilarious. What was it for you?
I think number one for me was the comedy in it. I love
Mhm.
comedy. I think it really makes the world a better place. And then I really enjoyed the script. Like I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed the jokes. I enjoyed what people, what like sort of characters were saying. I loved the relationship, and I thought, wow, that would be really fun to play.
Love that. Now, obviously, there's a lot going on in this film. I love that you have a ton of the film, like you mentioned, there's a ton of comedic moments, but also you have the moments that are like a little bit more intense, and we have like the fake prop guns and everything like that. What was it like being able to kind of jump between the genres and try to be able to like find that balance and to be able to like really play into that? What was that like for you experience wise?
It was a lot of fun. It was like being a kid again, and it was, I think, having that character and how she deals with it, which is obviously not how I would deal with it. I don't think I'd be able to be so cool and like making fun of it. Um, so I mean, comedy is a serious business. So when you take everything very seriously, the audience gonna laugh. So my part was like to really stick to it.
Mhm. I'm curious to ask you, given again, you have a very extensive background with acting, would you say that comedy is arguably more of a difficult genre to navigate versus playing like just straight drama, or what have you found in your experience?
So it's considered to be more difficult than drama because it's so fast paced. You have to always hit the beats. And, in drama, if a moment is, a moment that might be not the best, the audience is forgiving. In comedy, if the joke is not funny, it really hurts. So you can't make those
So
mistakes.
true.
But for me, I love comedy. Like, I think it comes naturally to me. I'm generally like, I like to joke. I love to laugh. I think my personal life is a little bit of a sitcom. So I think comedy for me comes quite, I mean, I don't want to say easy, but it comes natural.
Really great way of putting it. I agree with everything that you've said. I'm a huge comedy enthusiast. Even like I pretty much only watch comedic movies. I get a lot of flack for it, honestly. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't watch X, Y, and Z." I'm like, "No," because when I watch TV with being in this business, I'm like, I just want to chill out and just relax and just like unwind. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's taxing
Yeah.
otherwise. I love that. Talk to me a little bit about what it was like. Obviously, you have a great cast that you had a ton of time with. I assume I don't know what your filming schedule looked like exactly from start to finish, but talk to me a little bit about what it was like working with this cast. And obviously, you had Antonio Banderas in there and everything. What was it like working alongside such wonderful, talented, and obviously well-renowned actors as well?
Oh, it was amazing. At first, I was like, did they make a mistake? What am I doing here?
Don't say that.
Jokes aside, it was incredible. Like it was, I mean, working with people who do something they do at that level is always amazing. You could always learn. Like just watching them do what they do was like fascinating. I could watch Melissa Leo and Antonio Banderas and Jonathan Rhys Meyers working probably 24/7. I could be just like, taking notes. It was amazing. And they're great human beings. It was so easy and so relaxed to work with them, which was incredible. I felt very lucky, and it was like I had the best time.
Were there any particular memories or lessons or anything like that that maybe stood out to you during this process of filming the cleanup crew that you're going to take with you as you continue to book work and obviously progress on with your acting career?
No, I think this film was so big in the sense of like, comedy, and everything they do was so big. So for me, I think it's like be big, be loud, like just go for it and just have fun. So I think that was the lesson that I would take out from that particular time on set.
Love that. That's such a good answer. I feel like that's one of those things that people walk around and they know that feedback and they know that they should, but it's always one of those things. I feel like you could wake up every day and there's like a certain set of reminders that you could hear over and over again. I feel like that follows like into that list of things for sure that you could just hear over and over again. Constant reminder, but a good one. I love that. I love that so much. And then I would love to ask you, of course, we pretty much know the answer, but just to wrap it up with a bow, what is it that you think that the audience is really going to walk away talking about? Is there anything that you're hoping that they experience while they're watching this? Obviously, it's very much a comedy, so we're hoping that they just fall into the whole plot and just like get sucked in and just forget about the rest of the world that's going on. But what are you personally hoping that the audience walks away talking about or taking away with them after seeing this?
Yeah, I hope the film takes them on a journey and entertains them and distracts them from, their daily life, and really makes them laugh.
I love that. Well, I just want to say it's such a pleasure, obviously, speaking with you. And I just want to say thank you again for all of your time. This is such a great film. I'm so excited for audiences to be able to indulge in it and for you to get all of the feedback. And I don't know if you could make any predictions. Do you think that this would be the type of film that would hopefully get like a sequel? Do you have any predictions as to where things would go, if so?
I don't have any predictions, but I'm sending a lot of vibes to the universe.
I will with you for sure. Well, thank you again so much, Ekaterina. It was such a pleasure, and I hope there is a second one, and I hope we get to speak about that as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was lovely meeting you.